Bag number three, we're going to talk about that. And folks who don't know what we're talking about, we're going into a break. Uh, but I left some bags of stuff for Java to pull out so he can show stuff for those of you who are on live stream can watch him hold stuff up instead of just me. I'm not the only monkey on a stick this morning, Java.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Anyway, we do have plenty of stuff. I want to set this song up. This is one of the number one Christmas tunes in England. It's by a rock group called Slade. It's called Merry Christmas. But Slade is a real cheery little seasonal tune. I hope y'all enjoy it. But me and Java are gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back more of the Gestalt Gardener here on MPB right after this. Stick with us, folks, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Okie dokie, folks. Welcome back to this holiday edition of Gestalt Gardener on Mississippi Public Broadcasting. We are live, so if you want to give us a call, it's toll free 1-877-MPB ring. Java, we got any callers on the line? Because I can't tell.
Yeah, not right now. I think Kevin Farrell or Abram Nanny is back there getting calls lined up, but not right now.
Okay, well, it is live. We got plenty of time. Got the lines wide open, so give us a call. Let's find out what's going on in your mind. By the way, I got an email that you forwarded me. I forgot who it's from. Who was I can't remember who it's from now.
Now I'm trying to remember which email did I forward you.
Well, it was fun. Oh, Judy Ferguson. I made a note of it. Judy Ferguson. She sent a picture of her red honeysuckle, which a lot of people may not be familiar with. We have a native honeysuckle. It's called coral honeysuckle or a trumpet honeysuckle, but it's a vine that grows in the woods, grows along the roadside. It has clusters of little small carmine red trumpets with little yellow centers. It is an incredible native vine. It's not invasive like the Japanese honeysuckle, and it is one of the most important early sources of nectar and food for hummingbirds. It just starts blooming on the coast, and blooms in through central Mississippi, north Mississippi, all the way up into Canada. The hummingbirds follow it. So it's a terrific vine. If you got a small arbor, a fence where you like to grow a vine that's not going to have that's not going to have thorns, it's not going to take over. Our native red or coral honeysuckle is a terrific one. There's yellow flower varieties, but it's called Linisra sempervirens. It doesn't matter. She wanted to know if she could prune it because it's got real thick. And I pointed out to her, yeah, you can prune this to the ground and it'll sprout back out, just like a lot of vines. But the problem is it blooms in the spring on what's out there right now, like climbing roses. If you prune them in the wintertime, they'll go your flowers for the spring, maybe for the year. So I suggest that she wait till maybe thin out a few if she needs to, but wait till after it gets through flowering in the spring, after the hummingbirds have had their fill, maybe after a few little berries have come on and the birds have taken and spread it around a little bit. Prune it then. Climbing roses, spring blooming vines, you need to prune them after they finish blooming in the spring, and they got all summer and fall to put out new growth and set buds before next year. So anyway, thank you, Judy. Appreciate your emailing about that.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, she did have those honeysuckles, and it was a nice picture. It was a nice picture.
Yeah.
Now look, we do have a phone call to get to. Let's toss it to Fulton. I don't know if this is Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca in Fulton.
Rebecca in Fulton.
Oh,
Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Merry Christmas to y'all.
Yeah, burr,
No,
burr. It's cold.
Bird. You're right. Anyway, I just
What's
wanted
up?
to make a comment. So, no, I was calling because I had been looking. I had packed up some Peppertown pottery, Santas, and I couldn't find them. And this Christmas, I found them, and they're made with Itawamba County red clay dirt.
Wow.
And,
Pickapaw Pottery. Wait a second. They're in Madison, Mississippi, just north of Jackson. But say they get their clay from your backyard.
No, I'm saying, okay, Peppertown. Peppertown is an area. It's west. It's west of Fulton. But anyway, but that it's a little community there, and they made these Santas, and the faces, show off the red clay dirt.
Okay,
But,
you said Peppertown. I thought you said Pick and Paw, which is Pick and Paw Pottery. Now that is a mouthful of alliteration there, but Peppertown Pottery, so where can you find these?
Well, they don't make them anymore now. The granddaughter Tab Boren makes pottery, but I mean, I just treasure these because they were made out of dirt from Itawamba County. So. But she makes them, and she's still in Mississippi. But Tab Boren does. But these were just from. I don't know. They don't do that anymore. They. I mean, I don't know if anybody does. I mean, I know Keith Carpenter does Bean Fairy pottery, and that's from here. But I don't. But he's closed too, I think. So. Anyway, but my point was, I just, it's just nice to see things that are made from dirt, from where you're from,
From local dirt.
Local dirt, yes.
Have you ever eaten any?
No, I never have.
I don't think she was going to admit. I don't think she was going to admit that, Felder.
What?
I said I don't think she's going to admit that on the radio, even if she had, Felder.
Have you ever eaten salt? No. Salt is dug out of the ground. Salt is dirt. I'm just saying.
I get it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you've ever had kale pectate for an upset stomach, kale pectate is a slurry of white Georgia clay. Anyway, we don't need to do all that. Don't need to do all that. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just thinking, I'm a retired nurse, so, we checked for ozone parasites when people did that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think it's called pica or pica, when people eat weird stuff. Anyway,
right,
I don't know how we got on that. So, okay. So anyway, did you have a question or you just wanted to share about that? Because I've already forgotten what we're talking about.
No. I just wanted to share that and wish y'all a Merry Christmas.
Appreciate that. Sorry about that.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Rebecca. And when she was talking about it, Felder, it made me think about your ornaments that you have in because these, I guess, clay or dirt Santa faces aren't made anymore. And I think all families may have some kind of little tradition or some kind of ornaments or something that are no longer made, but they hold a lot of value to them, and they pull them out every year, and you got to hide them from the kids almost because they're so delicate and they mean so much.
It's so weird because I don't remember that. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember having any of those. Of course, we used to make stuff out of a cookie dough. We would bake ornaments and paint them.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Not everybody had the dirt face Santas, but like Rebecca, she had it, and it meant something to her because they're no longer being made. So, similar to the ornaments that you have around your neck, those are old school, vintage ones that you grew up with. But,
That's right. I feel so special. They make good little noises and everything. By the way, have we got any callers? Because I do want to talk about that bag of stuff.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull it out. I know you sent a picture of it, but it's always wonderful when you.
And some of them may be pointy in there.
Yeah, no, I'm watching my fingers because they have some.
If you're listening to this, not sure. I left because I'm overseas. I left a bag of stuff for Java to pull out every week, and we're going to talk about what's in the bag. And they're things that are related to gardening at this time of year. So that's some weird looking stuff. I can't. And see, one you've got looks like a wire basket on a lead base.
Yeah, and then I have this glass. I don't know. I know it's not a cigarette holder, but
I can't describe it either. It's like a disc of glass with holes all in it.
Yeah, it looks. Now I would say it looks like a honeycomb, but it's glass.
Yeah. Is there another one in there?
Yeah, this one looks like a brush that you don't want to use on your hair.
A pin cushion.
You go.
Yeah. These are what I use all the time. As a matter of fact, you can't really tell from this ornament that I made, this Christmas tree I made. But all these sticks and the flowers and stuff, they won't stand up by themselves. You put them in a vase and they flop over. Well, garden club ladies came up with this idea of these little things you can drop in the water, and they're either like little mesh, or they got pins on little needles, or they got holes in them, and they help flowers and stems stand up better in vases. They're called frogs, flower frogs.
OMG. This is so. I need to find me a bunch of frogs because, you get flowers, you put them in the pot. Eventually, they're gonna kind of droop or not be as.
You can that one. You can stand. You can make a flower arrangement out of pencils with those things.
Yeah, this is ingenious. Shout out to the flower club ladies.
Okay, now I'm gonna use a nice word. It's what internet people call shortcuts. We call them cheats.
Yeah.
Not in this, but they're flower cheat. They're how garden club ladies make. And you could buy this stuff called floral foam. It's looks like a brick, and it's made out of like styrofoam. You get it wet, and it's real soft. You can punch holes in it and make flowers stand up, and it holds water. Anyway, there's all sorts of little tricks for making flowers stand up. I think I sent a picture. I'm not sure of a paperwhite from my garden, paperwhite narcissus that's standing straight up in that pincushion flower frog you got. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Well, I know you sent a picture of different flower frogs. I'm having a hard time saying that.
Yeah, flower frogs. When my great grandmother died, she used these things when she was in a garden club. She made a lot of flower arrangements. My grandmother did too, my dad's mother. But when my great grandmother, who's a garden club lady, when she passed away, my grandmother, not the garden club one, but the country gal who had a concrete chicken, she put them in a box, never to be seen again. And when she died, my mother pulled them out and showed me how to make flower arrangements in them and all. When my mother died, follow me on this, Java, I see a pattern there.
Yes.
As soon as she had no sooner been buried in the ground before I sneaked back to the house and I stole every one of them. I've got about 3 dozen of my great grandmother's antique flower frogs, and I use them.
I mean, what else you gonna do with them? Now, I am really flabbergasted, people, listeners, audience, these flower frogs are blowing my mind. Like I need to get me a dozen of them because you put
Well,
flowers in the vase and they just go whatever way they want to go.
you can get them online. They're called flower frogs, and all different kinds. I got over 3 dozen. They're sort of like the floral version of paper clips. They only do one thing, but they do it perfectly well. But anyway, if folks, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, flower frogs, just go online and Google images of flower frogs. It will really impress you. But I gotta warn you, they can be addictive. There's collector people out there. You need to stay away from them because it's never ending.
Uh-oh. And then you probably don't want to show them to everybody. Just say you got amazing vase management.
It's one of these quintessential items. Quintessential means the fifth essence. It doesn't really, they only do one thing, but they do it so well, nothing else would do it. Usually you're the only moving part. Sort of like a pencil sharpener. You two, you're going to remember pencil sharpeners.
No, I'm not. I know pencil sharpeners.
But they only did one thing. But if you didn't have them, you'd have to invent it. Flower frogs are one of those old quintessential garden doodads, gewgaws, trinkets,
Goobers.
tchotchke. Have you ever heard the word tchotchke?
Yeah, we pass out a lot of MPB tchotchkes.
Tchotchke, that's right. Little things that need to be. Usually, you see tchotchkes on a shelf. The alternate definition is little things that need dusting. Anyway,
Felder, let's take our last break for the hour as we gather these last bit of calls.
Okay, hot dog. I'm horticulturalist Felder Rushing. I'm enjoying this. We're just sitting around, me and Java chatting. Java's not a gardener, but he's got a nicer yard than I've got. And I don't know anything about radio, so he struggles to make me sound tall and smart. And now we're doing this live streaming thing, which, by the way, again, you could go to YouTube and in the search box, do Gestalt Gardener. How long does it take to post these, Java?
Oh, as soon as we're done, it's up.
Okay, so you go to YouTube, type in Gestalt Gardener, and see these flower frogs.
Boom, there it is. Yep.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We got some lines open. Give us a call. I'm horticulturalist Felder Rushing. Me and Java here at MPB. Woohoo! Having a good time this holiday season. Hey, listen, jingle bells, jingle balls. Okie dokie, folks. Welcome back to Horticulturalist Felder Rushing, and we are talking about gardening. Here it is. I know it's cold weather, but we've got paper whites blooming. We've got maybe a few little roses left, but they're mostly gone. But we have gardenias. There's so many berries. There's lots and lots of stuff out there. Matter of fact, if you go to Mississippi Gardening on Facebook, I know a lot of you are not joiners. You don't do social media. I don't either. I don't have any friends on Facebook. I don't want any. I say don't even ask. But I do belong to a group called Mississippi Gardening on Facebook, and it's real gardeners showing pictures of what's going on in their garden. They got problems with them. They got issues. What is this, or how to get rid of this, or what's happening, or what is this kind of weird bug in my yard? But it's a lot of look at my amaryllis blooming, or visit my little corner of the jungle in my front living room for wintertime. So anyway, Mississippi Gardening on Facebook. I know it's a boomer type of thing, but there's a lot of fun folks, and we make sure they're all all play nice. So anyway, if you want to join us, check it out. Facebook, Mississippi Gardening. It's a lot of real fun folks, just talking about gardening. So Java, there.
What? No, that was a nice subtle plug for the Mississippi Gardening Facebook page. But I did want to shout out our YouTube listener or viewer, Pamela. She left a comment talking about you are so fortunate, Felder, to have your great grandmother's flower frogs. So she knows about the flower frogs.
I appreciate it. Not only am I fortunate to have these flower frogs, but I was fortunate to know my great grandmother. My great grandmother was born, Java. She was born in 1886. That's when Wyatt Earp was. That's when Marshall Dillon was in Dodge City, the 1880s. When I was 10 years old, I used to hang out with her in the garden. She called me little professor. She showed me how to divide bulbs. She showed me how to arrange flowers in vases. She told me to leave the caterpillars alone because she showed me this is a butterfly it turns into. So I was real fortunate to be raised by a horticulturist great grandmother, a garden club lady grandmother, a concrete chicken grandmother, and a fairly nutty mother. Any of you who knew my mother, Wilma Jean, know she was nuttier than a fruitcake, but so fun and loved nature. She showed little boys how to catch turtles. And now my own daughter, Zoe, is turning into a gardener, and she's got a gate to her little garden that came from her great-great-grandmother's garden. So there. And now my little granddaughter, Allie, got her little garden with some gnomes I brought her back from England. So it's all about sharing, folks. It's not about horticulture and figuring out how to get the most and the greatest and all of that. Java is about sharing, about taking your kids out, let them hang some stuff on that cedar tree.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, it's funny that you're saying it now because it's the holiday season and everybody's in the sharing and the giving mood. But I can remember times when I was in the garden in Oxford with my great grandmother. We used to call her Big Mama, and she used to have the elephant ear plants and all other kind of plants and stuff in this nice little concrete. It was like a triangle kind of garden because we could walk on the bricks alongside while she was outside in the garden. And
she kept an eye on you too. You better not miss. Don't take a stick to her elephant ears.
You were not gonna mess with Big Mama plants. You could walk on the side because we were little kids, and she would allow that. But don't mess with Big Mama garden.
But Java, that's kind of the stuff you learn in gardening. It's not about plants and horticulture. It's about sharing and learning and surprises and little things like that. So, you remember Big Mama's elephant ears because she probably whipped you for getting too close to them one time. Yeah. She probably took a switch to you, I should say.
Oh, go get your own switch. It was hard. It was hard times with Big Mama if she didn't. No, the one thing I will say is the pinches. She used to pinch us. Ooh, she used to pinch us. But she had the biggest, I want to say maybe the biggest magnolia on the block, and that was a great hide and go seek base for all of the kids when we used to play in the neighborhood. We would play hide and go seek, and the base was the magnolia tree.
When my mother was in her 60s, Java, I'm not making this up. I know we're at the end of the program. When my mother was in her 60s, I was long gone. I was off in the extension service, blah, blah, blah. And I ran into a young man about 3 years ago. He said when he was a kid, my mother got him and the other kids to help build a tree house up in her magnolia tree. This is a 60-year-old woman getting the kids to build a tree house. She got out there with them, and he said, I remember her making me climb down the tree, run to her house, and bring her cigarettes back. That's not a Big Mama experience, but it's up there with it.
Yeah, no, that's the type of things that you just remember, and it's family specific. It's your experience specific, and it's just great to have those memories.
A lot of folks they're not fortunate to have a big family or they don't have some of these kind of memories, but you can create those now. You can get you some spray paint and some pine cones and go hang them in a tree someplace. Be your own kid. Be your own Big Mama.
There you go. That's the part about it. Even if you don't have these memories, you don't have to be all down and humglum. Go create the memories for you and yours.
Now, this could be great if next time we're on the air, we hear from all these little old ladies and little old guys who got arrested for hanging stuff down the city hall. And they blame it on the Gestalt Gardener here on Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Java, it's been a pleasure with you this morning. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, it's always a good Friday when I get to kick it with you, Felder.
Okay, give me a countdown when it's time to leave, because otherwise I'm just going to say if you get a chance to take a kid to a farmer's market or to go see some Christmas lights or just ride around yourself, go out and have a good time. You don't have to get dirty, okay? We'll see y'all next time. Horticulturalist Felder Rushing, me and Java, happy Christmas.